Hello, everybody. It's Alex Shevchenko here, as always, at this time on Friday on X, YouTube, and our Discord. You're able to see Friday Alpha Leaks with Aurora. In this live stream, we are sharing the updates from the ecosystem and the wider blockchain community, what happened this week, and also presenting our own point of view on all of this stuff. Since this is a live stream, you're able to ask your questions directly in chat, say GM to everybody. And with that, I'm just going to dive straight into the updates and into the news. So thanks all of you for joining, and thanks for being active. Don't forget to subscribe and like whatever you see if you like it, or comment if you don't like it, or comment if you like it, whatever. Do your thing and interact with this the way you would like to interact with it. This week was a very important thing for the wider crypto community, and it was the FOMC statement from the Federal Reserve. And what they have been stating is that the federal funds rate was kept at the level of 4.25% to 4.5%. Why this thing is important, right? So if you are in crypto, you probably have seen already, people that are referring to looking into this, rate, federal rate, and it is not very clear how this thing is actually changing and how this influences the markets and stuff like that. But let me give you like an LE5 explanation of how this thing actually influences the market. So this rate is connected with the rate at which people, like ordinary people and also institutions, are able to borrow money from the banks in the United States. So the higher this rates, the higher the higher is the interest that you need to pay for loans. What it means that the higher the rate is, the more expensive money are becoming, or the more expensive, US dollars are becoming, not from the standpoint of the exchange rate, but rather from the standpoint of liquid money that you're able to get. And together with this, also the rates on the deposits increase, right? So the higher is the funds rate, the Federal Reserve rate, the higher is also the deposits, which means that the deposits rate, which means that if this rate is whatever, let's say 10%, and people are able to get 10% by just holding their assets in the bank, and that's insane. This is a lot. But also it also means that the loans become an extremely expensive. So nobody takes the loans. That's as simple as that. And what it means that the higher the percent is, the more people and institutions are shifting towards just not investing money into something that is risky. And something that is risky is stocks of the technological companies, and obviously even more riskier thing is cryptocurrencies. So the more expensive money become, the less liquid assets available to the people to invest into risky assets or in the cryptocurrencies. So sum in all here, if the rate is increased, it means that the natural tendency, right? So this is not 100% correlation, but the natural tendency at this point would be people getting out of the riskier assets. And when the rate drops, the natural tendency is to people to get more exposure to the risky assets. In our case, this is cryptocurrencies. So that's the thing. The fact that that Fed is not changing this rate means that, well, things have not changed. But in general, from what I observed from the market, this was taken with like a positive spin, that the data is okay, the projection is good, and in the future there will be some additional rate cuts that I expected, right? So that's a 101 and explain me like I'm five thing about the Federal Reserve and why this data and this monetary policy is extremely important for especially risky markets. Moving on to the news from the wider blockchain ecosystem, the SEC is completely dropping the case against Ripple. So our congratulations to Ripple and to SEC also, so that they are not stopping chasing the witches, hunting the witches. And I do believe that this is a big win for the wider blockchain ecosystem. So congrats to everybody here. This week, cryptopotato.com was publishing an interview on the Trump's, from me and from several other people on the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. In general, my point of view on this is that this is a proper and straightforward move and a very good move. US is leading the way here. However, the whole market was expecting a little bit more than just keeping the seized Bitcoin funds. And because of that, at the moment when this Bitcoin reserve was announced, the market was kind of going down. So the expectations were higher. And also yesterday, Trump was not telling anything new, no additional executive orders on the conference. So again, that was bringing the prices of the crypto a little bit down. That's kind of the thing that was happening around this. However, independently of anything, governments cannot move extremely quick at the pace of the crypto. So even the fact that the government stops prosecuting crypto businesses, stops the Operation Choke Point, acknowledges the innovation that is happening in the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, it's really good. So from my point of view, this is a fundamentally very positive shift. Okay. Okay, cool. Main Aurora account was joking a little bit about the what we have been doing, and actually, some of our team members really decided to give more updates to you guys. So these are the things that were done by the product team, and these are the things that you are able to see right now in the Aurora Cloud console on Aurora Cloud Dev with regard to your virtual chains. There are lots of things that are happening there. The team is deploying every single week something new. So please check it out, especially if you have not been there for some period of time. Crypto Daily was publishing an article about virtual chains and in general L2s and the struggle around the infrastructure. So I would like to remind everybody that the main difference in the Aurora approach to building a technology that allows you to launch a blockchain network from L2 approach. So the core difference is that when you're launching an Aurora virtual chain, this chain is not separated from the mother network on which this chain is launched. It is not empty. It is connected with all of the infrastructure that exists on the Near blockchain and also other Aurora's virtual chains right now. But it will be also connected to all of the future infrastructure that is created. That's the beauty of the solution. Virtual chains are not the empty spaces like L2s when they launch. You get all of the infra by default. You get stablecoins, bridges, oracles, custody solutions, integration with centralized exchanges, everything from the first block. And this is done for free. You don't need to pay anything for this infrastructure on your own virtual chain. So you are able to get all of this on Aurora Cloud.dev right here, right now. You can just go there, click through some buttons, and get your own virtual chain right away. And then you can test your own hypothesis of the product and the chain, your chains there in literally minutes from now. Yesterday there was a game night in our Discord, and the community gathered to play some games. I hope you didn't miss this, and just share your thoughts about this stuff. Comment here. Should we continue this? By the way, I missed it. I have, as you might probably know, maybe not. A friend of mine gave me a present for Christmas, and it is a PS5. And it actually sits right behind my laptop here, and I played it once. Need to do it more, probably, maybe. But yeah, maybe we need to do something. Whatever. Are there any good competitive gaming on PS5? FIFA, probably. I never have ever played, but anyone would be able to win, right? So that's, at least that's good. 1 Trillion Agents winners showcase is going to happen today, and everybody who won the Aurora's bounty there will be presenting there. I once again say thank you to everybody who have been participating, and I would also say that the prizes and the distribution of the prizes is going to happen before the end of today to all of the winners. Thanks everyone, and looking forward for the future development of these projects. This week was something interesting that was happening, something that the Aurora engine team has been waiting for a pretty long period of time, and this is the release of our own Rust implementation of the EVM that we called Aurora EVM. The story here is the following. When we started Aurora, we were doing the review of all of the Rust implementations of the EVMs. And back then we decided to use Sputnik VM. That was highly supported, a project in a very good shape back then. We have been using it. We have been contributing a lot into this project. But at some point in time, around a couple of years ago, the ideology of Sputnik VM changed, and it was not suiting kind of very nice to what we have been thinking of how the EVM should be implemented. So we forked it. We forked out from Sputnik VM and started to have our own branch that we were fully maintaining. We were adding all of the functionality from new EVM releases, from the new Ethereum hard forks to it. And also quietly, or not so quietly, but with lots of work, we have been contributing into making sure that this implementation runs all green on the EVM test suite. This is the official test set of tests that are run against EVMs to make sure that it is fully compliant with the current Ethereum version. And already for a long period of time, our implementation of the EVM passes all green on these tests. And we thought that because of so much work that was done here, it deserves to have its own name. It's no longer just a fork of Sputnik VM. It is now called Aurora EVM. It has the version of 1.0. And it is available to everybody. We encourage everyone to use this because, to our knowledge, this is the most robust implementation of the EVM in Rust programming language. And this is a pretty major milestone for us. And in case you would like to contribute into this implementation, everything around the EVM implementation is open source, so you can use it. And also, you are free to contribute into it. We would be happy to see your contributions. Another major milestone happened this week, and we are going to talk a little bit more about resharding of the Near protocol. However, a pretty cool thing happened as far as I understand, for the first time, Near protocol transactions per second counter surpassed 10K, and actually we were closer to probably 12K or something like that, because the time I didn't check, but the medium time in between near blocks is something around 1.1, 1.2 seconds. So and in a single block was almost 15,000 near transactions, which is insane. Which is insane. I never thought 10 years ago that I'm going to see a blockchain that is capable of doing 10,000 transactions per second, but apparently, at least in the peak, this is possible. So pretty cool to see this thing, and I wonder what is going to be the next. And the reason why this was possible is because of the resharding that happened on Near protocol. In the beginning of this week, we woke up with 6 Near shards, and right now there are already 8 shards. These happened in an ordinary Nears fashion, with the network even not skipping a bit. Actually, there was something new in this particular resharding, because it happened within a single block, because of this new technology that was introduced, or this new feature, which is called stateless validation. The stateless validation and this particular resharding are a gigantic step towards the dynamic resharding, the actual target at which we would like to see the Near protocol, where the protocol automatically adjusts the number of shards or the capacity of the network towards to the load that actually is seen on the protocol. That's a tremendous and great achievement, and congrats to the Near One team for making it and making it happen. So pretty cool thing. Ilya has been doing a talk on the NVIDIA GTC conference. He was talking about AI and user-owned AI, confidential and verifiable AI compute. This talk is actually available on the live stream. I've seen it, and probably there is somewhere the recording of this live stream. So I encourage everyone to take a look at this. Near's governance is not standing still. Lane was publishing the initial set of endorsed delegates. Again, if you would like to get a little bit deeper in this future house of stake and how this thing should work, the future model of Near governance, please go to the gov.near.org and see there are lots of posts around this stuff. I'm happy to say that Aurora Labs will be presented here in the list of the endorsed delegates. We will be happy to contribute towards the Near governance. The only thing to remember: endorsed delegates, they are able to kind of propose and act, and they would be actively involved in the governance. However, they are not making decisions based just on the fact that they are endorsed delegates, but rather the decisions are established based on the allocation of the staked Near tokens, or like delegation to the delegates of these staked Near tokens in the house of stake. So which means that it is actually people, it is actually a wide community who is influencing the governance decisions, and this is happening just through the delegates to make it a little bit more convenient. And the last thing that I want to share with you is that this week it was the Zcash and Near Intense Hackathon that started, and now 70,000 US dollars in prizes are there up for grabs for anyone who is willing to build use cases on top of the unstoppable private money and unstoppable liquidity. So if you are just out of the 1 trillion agents hackathon and you're thinking of what to do, and maybe you didn't win a bounty there, And you always wanted to work a little bit in the direction of the private money. Well, maybe this is an interesting thing, or like this is an interesting event for you to participate in. So check it out. With that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and go and look through the comments here. I've seen that there is a number of it. Cici was saying that Aurora should implement a token burn system. There is a token burn system in Aurora. I'm not sure why you're mentioning this. Yeah, and more. Actually, I've prepared a proposal to update the Aurora token economy together with the governance processes. This is something that is just like I'm finishing over the next over some time, and please expect it to be shared in the Aurora's governance forum. So yeah, that's an I think this would be an interesting spin on the things. Non-life taker is asking when near OTC swap will be official. I'm not sure what you are referring to in here, but on nearintense.org, the OTC swapping is available already for several weeks. It is available on the swap tab, and inside of the swapping tab, there are two tabs. One is active, one is swap, and this is where like if you're using swap, it means that you're swapping against the market maker or like together with market maker. So the system kind of tries to find a market maker that is going to fulfill your intent. Or there is an OTC where you're able to create your own swap and then share it with the friend or with the counterparty so that they are able to counter sign. So this thing is official already. Marco was good at poker. Marco is extremely good at many different things. I can participate every 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Quiz. I would like to participate in quizzes. Okay, thank you, Cici. Okay, and it seems like that's the all of the news for today. Thanks everyone for joining today and tuning into our updates. And as always, we're going to see each other in exactly 1 week from now on the next Friday Alpha League sessions with Aurora on the platform of your preference. And until then, have a good one.